Yes.
Welcome to another edition of Channel 69 News. I'm your anchor, Carter Ash. We had a pretty mildly busy week in the world.
I wasn't very busy at all.
I wasn't very busy at all. I figured all this stuff out on the front page of Reddit last night. Just kidding.
Nice.
Just kidding. I do my work, Kelly.
Okay.
A long time ago, in January of 2021, something magical started. A bunch of internet trolls with $1,200 cash from the government went on a buying spree in an effort to stick it to the man. The meme stonks movement was one of the absolute downhill trains with no brakes.
Can I guess?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
GameStop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's, yeah.
All right.
GameStop. Until the powerful trading elite realized that their fuckery was not being conducted by one of their own. On January 28th, the online trading platform for the people, Robinhood, bent the knee to their cash daddy, Citadel, due to a rampant increased purchases of their shorted stocks. This was absolutely wrong and was a complete market manipulation move by the Wall Street elite.
Yes.
Well, the first retail investor has received $30,000 in a settlement from Robinhood.
Somebody sued Robinhood?
So a 27-year-old truck driver from Connecticut named Jose Batista sued Robinhood for closing trading on that day, and he won. Here's what Market Watch had to say about this case. For starters, Batista's case against the $13 billion online broker was narrow and specific, choosing to focus on how the restrictions impacted shares in headphone maker COS and fashion brand Express, as opposed to the whole portfolio, which he had stonks, he had, Meme and AMC and all this stuff.
Yeah.
He said, "I remember that day. It was life-changing for me," recounted Batista in an interview with Market Watch. I was just day trading, just trying to catch momentum. Batista said he also was trading a big meme name like GameStop at the time, but had no intention of selling these, even though he had become willing to offload shares that he viewed might have peaked. So basically, it's actually really important. This is a big thing.
This is a bullshit thing at Robinhood.
It's a bullshit thing.
Bullshit.
I mean, if they were to do this to anyone else, I mean, that's market manipulation right there. But all the elites, the Wall Street, they were the ones getting hurt in this.
Yeah.
And it could have caused, if they would have not stopped it, it could have caused billions of dollars.
Okay.
And
you want wealth transfer? There you go.
You want wealth transfer? You want a free market? You guys talk about free market all the time. That was the free market in works. And sorry that technology played a huge role in allowing people to collectively get together and fight against essentially the global elite, right? I mean, they really are. They're the wealthiest people on earth. So,
we come with props.
if I had a tinfoil hat, I would say, it is obvious that the stock market is manipulated in so many ways. Just look at 2008 and the Panama Papers. This is a huge issue that I believe could actually unite the wildest comrades and the deepest patriots together and scare those in power. This might be why the ruling came down on January 6th, because they knew that the media would not pick up the information.
Oh.
So this ruling about this came on January 6th, but Carter Ash is bringing it to you now.
Go ahead and hit it.
Whoa. I messed up. I was supposed to be reading it with my Illuminati sound. Anyways, next story.
That's X-Files, not Illuminati.
It's the sound for the X.
It's the X-Files.
Okay, well, we're doing X-Files.
All right.
That is that's like the Illuminati sound.
Why would the Illuminati let their sound out? They don't want
They drop it on SoundCloud.
Technically,
bro.
don't even.
I got that off of SoundCloud. So.
Yeah, it's like Morgan gets. I joined the Illuminati. I get emails from them. That's probably not the real.
Did
Illuminati.
she say that?
Oh yeah, this is several years ago. Like
that is.
She's
amazing.
like, I follow him on Twitter. I'm like, that's probably not the real.
That's
Illuminati.
not the real Illuminati, Morgan. All right. Speaking of trading stocks, a third federal official has resigned due to speculation that he traded stocks based on the knowledge of the Fed's announcement regarding financial aid to the country in 2020. Federal Reserve Vice Chair Richard Clarida announced on Monday that he will resign last Friday. That's when he announced it. This was after new information was revealed regarding Clarida's trading in a stock fund in February 2020, when COVID threatened the global economy and the Fed was considering rescue measures. In late December 2021, Clarita changed his financial disclosures to reflect that he sold and then rebought shares in a stock fund with a matter of days. According to the New York Times, Clarita had initially only reported the purchases, which were made a day before Chair Jerome Powell said the Fed was ready to support the markets and the economy. The Fed said the purchases were just portfolio rebalancing, which was undermined when information of the sale came to light. Estimated over $1 million in stocks were traded by Clarita in 2020. So he said he sold them, but he never declared that he bought them back.
And who's this guy?
He is the vice president chair of the Federal Reserve.
I saw he got fired or whatever.
No, so he resigned. He was going to.
But isn't that all like they have to like show that stuff?
They're
like,
the people who run. Well, the SEC are the ones who run that stuff, but
not the SEC. Like I just said, the SEC.
Yeah. The SEC is the one who follows the financial claims. No. Yeah, that's very true. He's the one who's in the department, literally the next guy under, the guy who's making the decision that we're going to do some quantitative easing and stimulate the economy. So he's like, I'm going to sell these stocks and, I'm going to wait for it to go down.
It's
2 days later, he turns around and buys. Okay.
It's just, you can't be that guy. I mean, it's just like senators and congressmen.
I know.
Selling stocks when they're in meetings talking to American Express about IPOs or something.
This story is getting old. Rules for thee and not for me. Senate, House, Fed, SEC, PBS, J&J, Netflix, and China all have the ability to do whatever they want whenever they want. I am not saying the Fed had anything to do with the lockdowns of COVID, maybe, but I think the ruling class could not care about the actual lives of their regular people. All they care about is profit. I can't say much because I have never been in a position like this before. A position where the world is about to experience something massive and unprecedented, and you are given the opportunity to make some dough for you and your family. I don't know what I would do. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's out of all this, we're finally love Donald Trump, hate Donald Trump.
Right.
What you're seeing, though, he brought light to corruption.
That is one thing that over the last 4 years, I guess now 5 years, that I have really come to. Every time I evaluate a situation, I evaluate it with the lens of there's a global elite and then there's us.
He said he was going nobody ever talked about this,
right?
But he started talking about the swamp,
right,
and now everybody.
And not just Republicans, but
everybody took the red pill and their eyes are open now.
But I think not even just like Trumpers are the ones who realize that. I think it's been talked about, and now we're seeing it like I just said in this Federal Reserve thing. The Senate is being asked to stop trading. You've got the
military industrial complex,
the Robinhood thing. We're realizing these people do, and then COVID restrictions. Boris Johnson. You've got Senator Schumer going out to dinner. What the
fuck is that dude thinking,
dude? All these people, you realize that the elite, they make the rules for us, and then they don't follow them.
This reminds me of the French Revolution.
It kind of does, right? I mean, like
the people are going to be.
The people realize that let's have an American Revolution, not a French Revolution, though, because
we've already had an American Revolution, 1776.
Let's have a reboot.
A Pardue.
Let's have a reboot.
A reboot.
Oh yeah. So
what I've always thought is like real quick, not dinner.
Yeah. No. Go. Yeah.
Like. Let's say an actual revolution starts up.
Right.
What are the cops going to do? Because
I think
they're going to be like, "Hey, we kind of want to be part of this, but we're here."
I think if it broke down enough,
they would join.
What happens is, I don't think a revolution happens until supply chains fully break down. Because
people get desperate.
Because when people get desperate, that's when they'll group together and say, fuck this government that's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. The government is supposed to be protecting me, feeding me, employing me. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be curating our way of life. And when that breaks down...
Allowing me to do those things, not actually doing those things for me.
I seriously thought that when the lockdowns were happening in 2020, we were on track for that because the government was shutting us down. At first, it was okay. Everyone was okay with it. You know what I mean? I think everyone was like, okay, like this is what we need to do. But the government shut us down. Then you start hearing about the runs at grocery stores, which is a snowballing effect because the second I hear you're going and stocking up and I realize that I don't have enough stuff for a day, 2 days, 3 days, and
as you saw, we went to Costco the other day.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm buying shit. You have a ton of canned food.
I have a whole entire closet.
We need to buy like a bunch of MREs. You can buy those big like a feed a family of 4 for 90 days.
It's like in a bucket, right? Like
Yeah, we need to do that.
I've seen those. We need to buy like those chlorine tablet like packs. You can buy like 50-gallon bucket, and it's got these little tablets, and you just drop them in any kind of water, and it will clear it out. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And that's the funny thing is like people look at that and they go, "Oh, well, you're a weirdo. You're a prepper. You want the world to." No, the world shut down.
Look what just happened.
The world shut down, and for you to still all of a sudden be like, "It's okay," like. What happens when it's version 2.0 when they have the reboot and it's worse? You know what I mean?
Here's my plan for the apocalypse.
Okay.
Like, Carter, get down here. I'm going to the grocery store, and the liquor store.
Those are going to be hot topics.
One of us is going to like Cabela's you know what I'm saying? I mean, we all say there's 5 of us, like someone's going to the grocery store. Like 3 of you are going to the grocery store. You're getting canned food. You're getting water. You're getting medicine, just and just have enough to hang out for like a month because we got a lot of ammo already.
Right.
Just hunker down for a month and let everything, and then we'll just go on the offensive.
You want to know what I do? I don't go to Walmart or the liquor store or any of that stuff because that's going to be
convenience store.
Nope.
7-Eleven.
I instantly start going to my neighbors and I get their cars. And then I block off the neighborhood and all entry points with their cars. I just start crashing them into each other and building basically a barricade so you can't drive anything, or it's very hard to drive things into the neighborhood.
That's more like the zombie apocalypse.
No, but even I want to because there's more resources in this neighborhood alone than there are at that Walmart. You know what I mean? Like more guns, more food, more rations, more medical supplies. Like and then convince everybody, hey, we're all cool. The problem is if you've got like half your neighborhood, if it's going to be like a civil war thing.
You got those 10% of Democrats in your neighborhood.
Yeah, if it's going to be like this, if it's going to be like a political thing, which I really hope it wouldn't be. I hope it would be like a 99 versus the 1. Like, because if it's political, then it's going to be really hard because like potentially we become enemies at that, not you and I, but like me and the neighbor become enemies at that point. And then it's really kind of hard to take their car. Well, at that point, I'm taking your car anyways. But I would want to secure a boundary first. That's what I would do.
That's not a bad idea because like my development is a big block wall.
You can even go as far as I would block off like Exchange and Stacy on both sides and take that whole like thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay.
Good idea.
You're like, I'm down.
somebody write that down. What we're gonna do?
We're recording, so we're good.
Oh, okay.
Well, let me check some. We're good. Okay. Okay. Kelly.
Yeah.
When you and your boyfriends, shout out to the Brazilian militant and the Travis Pastrana of North Texas, all want to get away for the weekend, you often book a...
Are you talking about Sergio with Jeff? Right.
You often book a trip to the scenic Rio in Cancun. Do you not?
We do.
Okay.
We went to Cabo too.
Well, may I suggest a place with a little less murder next time if you want to vacay? The U.S. government has issued a strong travel warning in Cancun, Mexico due to an increase of gang violence. Last week... was the latest attack on Sunday. Last week was the latest attack on the sandy white beaches. Witnesses say people in jet skis pulled up to the beaches with machine guns and opened fire on the hotel zone. Okay.
Whoa. Pause. Because every time this comes up, first place I go, where was it? And every time I've seen it was not in the hotel zone. This one was in the hotel zone.
I'll pull it up.
I'm usually not at the beach. I'm more in the pool.
Last month, a tourist died in a cantina, which is in a city outside of the hotel zone. So just outside of the hotel.
That's why you don't leave the hotel zone.
Don't leave the hotel zone. 1,400 Mexican National Guard troops have been deployed to the hotel zone. So right now you can see pictures of like people on the beaches and like Juan with this.
Juan. Why is his name gotta be Juan?
Well, our friend Juan.
Oh, because it's Mexico.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Because Jorge.
Sergio. So what was I gonna say? Why are they just randomly shooting tourists, or is it I mean, we all know you go to Mexico, you go on the beach. Hey, sir, you okay? Can I get you anything? I'm like, no, I'm good.
I'm good. Just some puka shells.
So are they just there to like shoot those dudes or
who? The National Guard?
no?
Or the guys swimming up on?
Is it the beach just have to be in the middle of a drug war?
I think that so Mexico has had a rampant drug war over the last year. It has gone last year in 2021.
All those cartels making money from smuggling people across the country.
2020 and 2021 were the most deadly years in Mexico for the drug war. A lot of it goes from the southern tip of Mexico up straight into America, but for some reason it's now pushing towards Cancun. And I think it's because you've got like a small turf war going on with, the local gangs selling to the residents of the hotels.
Oh, here we go.
I think that the U.S. government should just legalize all drugs, secure our borders, and fix immigration policies, and none of this would happen.
I think we should make weed legal, at least.
All drugs.
I can't. My generation can't let heroin become legal, dude. But if it does, and we just kind of look the other way.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying.
We take the hit initially.
Everybody knows the solution to this problem. We just let Mexico run rampant.
Oh, yeah. So
we let the gangs rule everything.
Here's a question. So Seattle made everything legal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or Portland, one of them did, right?
Yeah.
How they doing?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
Because
I'm just going to type in, how's Seattle doing with drugs?
They're doing great.
Yeah, it's just like a thumbs up emoji.
How going on soft on drugs and crime has turned Seattle into
another American wasteland.
There you go.
Here, I'm gonna pull it up on the screen.
You still want to? Are you sure before you do, you want to change your who is this though?
This is the Federalist. Oh, this is potentially a very right-wing news organization. Right. This is essentially like past Breitbart News.
Oh wow.
But I'm not gonna question it because I don't do my research. So.
Yeah. All right.
Apparently, the Federalist thinks that Seattle has become a wasteland.
Well, I mean, you can't just.
I'm telling you that there's a couple-year curve to all this. NY Times.
All right.
And then New York Times says Seattle figured out how to end the war on drugs.
Without saying it, they're winning.
Yeah, right. Well, we're not gonna be able to read it because I don't have a subscription. But let's just read the headlines from the different. Right. Okay, King 5. Let's find something we know.
That's probably in Seattle.
Fox News. Seattle, Portland effectively legalizes drugs. Finish the headline. This movement could be coming to your town next.
See, Fox News says it might work.
There we go. We believe it.
Witness how these dangerous policies have rendered parts of such a beautiful region nearly unrecognizable.
You should read that a little bit clearer so that people can hear you.
It's painful to witness how these dangerous policies have rendered parts of such a beautiful region nearly unrecognizable. Oh, so they're against it.
They're against it as well. Yeah.
This is an opinion piece.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. But I definitely think that it would do something really bad to the city. The problem is with rose-colored glasses, it's beautiful. Yeah. You go, hey, these people either want to be free and they want to use their drugs, they have mental illness and they need a proper way to get off of drugs, or there's all these like kind of things that you can like frame it to make it sound like the people who are doing these drugs, if it's legalized, we could make their life better. But then you get into reality and people are evil and people are ugly, and so it's just like, I'm addicted to heroin and it's illegal. Now it's legal, and now I'm even more addicted to heroin. Like
until I die.
And that's what I've actually seen this happen or talked about before. Is like these like liberal policies are great, but then they never follow through with them. So they legalize the drugs, but they never implement those drug rehabilitation facilities that they promised would go along with the legalization. So heroin's legal now, and you're supposed to go to a facility where they're going to give you the right kind of dosage. You can take it while you're there, and you can just relax, and you've got nurses monitoring.
Who pays for that?
I don't know. Taxpayers, apparently.
Why should I have to pay for that? Sorry, I'm opening a drink.
Well, because like 120,000 people died of drug overdoses last year. We need to do something.
How many people died of cars?
I don't know. Probably 20, 30,000. Let's look it up.
I'm just saying, Sorry, I was opening my drink. By the way, if you never had Sonic ones.
The Sonic, yeah. Show the can. Boom,
Sonic
boom,
hard
boom.
seltzers.
Uh-oh.
They're phenomenal.
Is that your sponsor of the week?
No, I wish.
Let's see. It says in 1937, In 2019, the death rate was 1.4 per 10,000 vehicles. So I don't know. But cars, people were dying left and right when they didn't have seatbelts. And then they implemented seatbelts. But I guess that wasn't taxpayer funded. Like they just forced the car manufacturers to do it.
My generation,
yeah,
and I can't speak for all of them, can't let drugs.
Right.
We grew up on the war on drugs.
You grew up on the war on drugs, which was just probably one of the most detrimental things that happened to us. It's bad. The war on drugs was not a good initiative. It put a lot of people in jail that didn't need to be in jail. We went and fucked up South America really hardcore on the basis of war on drugs. We went and fucked them up to no extent. We
know who these people are. Why don't we just go take them out? We
tried to. That's what Nixon tried to do with the war on drugs, right?
I'm like, hey, you don't hear from Gaddafi anymore. You know why? What do we do to Gaddafi?
They stick the knife up his butt.
Well, no. What did the United States do to Gaddafi? His own people did that to him.
They overthrew him, right?
They
bombed his. They bombed his kids.
They bombed his fucking house.
I was like, what are we talking? Oh yeah.
That wasn't a military target. They bombed his fucking house.
I know.
They know where these dudes are.
They do know where these dudes are. They know exactly where these people are.
You know what? And China is all about bringing that fentanyl over.
Oh yeah,
and they roll it right through Mexico.
And that's another thing. Is like, well, if drugs are somewhat legal, we can stem that flow of the fentanyl. That's the biggest killer right now of people. Fentanyl is leading that charge of like 120,000 people overdosing this year.
You know what I said? We try it for a year and come back and oh shit, we lost 10 million people.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, there's a lot of job openings. All right, last story. Let's move on. Let's finish this up here. Kelly,
yeah.
How many Eastern European countries can you name?
7.
It doesn't matter. Oh. They'll all be called Russia soon. Last week, in a flash, the country of Kazakhstan.
My wife.
Kazakhstan. And then in parentheses, I said, very nice.
Very nice.
Exploded from protest to civil unrest to Russian troops, quote, assisting the country's government from the unrest. The protests are said to be sparked from a rise in gas prices after the country decided to opt out of key subsidies for the people of Kazakhstan. You see, the country is the 9th largest producer of oil and natural gases, and the Communist Party has made a great living off of these resources while the people live relatively poor lives working.
You mean the communist people aren't giving the other people the money?
And so the people of am I saying that right?
Kazakhstan.
I'm saying that right,
I would
right?
say Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan, right? Yeah, okay. So Kazakhstan subsidizes their people for like everything, for like food and
okay.
They give them money and they give them the gas and the resources and all that stuff because they make so much money off of
Why are they all living in shitholes then? And
so I don't know. So they removed that subsidy last week and instantly the country went into protest. The Kazakhstani president, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, gave orders to shoot protesters with live rounds after they burnt down a government building. This order left over 170 people dead last week.
Dude.
Russian troops were asked to come and calm the unrest. This is the first time the Soviet era...
They asked Russians to come in?
So, this is the first time that the Soviet-era Collective Security Treaty Organization, or CSTO, was used. So, this
Kinda
is like
a NATO
it's
thing?
their little version of NATO, and
all right.
This is the first time it's ever been used. They sent almost 3,000 troops to tanks and like full like military brigades into Kazakhstan, and they just wrecked shit. Like I was looking at it the other day, and it was like no more protests.
Oh yeah,
no more. When they start rolling in tanks from Russia, I'm like, okay,
I'm good.
I'm good. I'd rather live. If I had a tinfoil hat,
you do.
I was just listening to JRE with Adam Curry, and he made a really interesting point. Someone in the U.S. State Department is playing 4D chess here. Kazakhstan is right on the border of Russia and China and seems to have the potential as a hub point for both Chinese expansion, trade routes, and energy hubs in the coming decades of authoritarian aggression. Very easily, we could have placed intelligence officers in those protests to create them violent just like we did in Portland and January 6th.
Oh.
Not to mention...
So that's us?
I would think that there's a lot of tension going on with Ukraine right now. And it's like, well, while everybody's focusing on Ukraine, let's go fuck up Kazakhstan and switch, you know what I mean? If you make that country fall right there, right on the border of China and Russia, the two of them really need that. That's a key position for them. And I would think that we potentially, I feel like it could go both ways. We're either playing 40 chess and we have some operatives in there who are trying to ramp things up, and
we do. Totally.
We do. There's no way. I mean, we do it in our own homeland. We do it everywhere else in the world.
I think Ray Epps is there.
Yeah, Ray Epps is in there, like with like a fake beard on and
we
shit.
should burn this motherfucker down.
Yeah, we're gonna enter the capital of Kazakhstan. I think that could really be a reason that that stuff got so crazy and out of hand. I mean, it blew up in a week. In 1 week, they went from gas prices rising to burning down.
So they went from so the government gives them money.
So yeah. So like
you get a little stipend.
I think like half of all retail prices are like taken off. So it's like, why don't you just drop the retail prices?
Yeah.
So the government pays for like half of almost everything in Kazakhstan. I could be speaking on my ass, but I know that there's subsidies on a lot of things for just everybody there. And so they decided to get rid of that. And then I think and this is one of those like pawn states in reality. The leader has been in place since 2000, since Putin got in power, just like Belarus. And remember a couple weeks ago, we had the Belarus issue with the Syrians going up to the border of Poland and Belarus. That was coordinated by Putin. This taking the subsidies away was coordinated by Putin.
They are just boldened, aren't they?
I mean, this stuff was not happening a year ago.
With an idiot in the office.
That's why they don't care.
What are you going to do?
They're like, okay, we'll just do whatever we want.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is another key way for Putin to start moving troops into another country like out west of Russia, Eastern Europe. I don't know what's going on, man, but it's kind of crazy because everybody was so hyper-focused on Ukraine, and then all of a sudden, within 1 week, Kazakhstan. No one's talking about Ukraine anymore. Ukraine's
you know how you can settle the Ukraine thing right now? Make it part of NATO.
They want to. So, all right, that's what they've been talking about, right? It's like making it part of NATO. And
boy, Putin hates NATO, boy.
Oh, well, yeah.
Because all those countries would wear them out.
But from Putin's perspective, NATO does the same bullshit that Putin does. We're not going to put bombs and point them at Russia. Yes, they do. That's the whole reason for NATO's existence, is to put bombs closer to Russia.
Well, Germany has how many? Ramstein Air Force Base.
Yeah,
I mean, 100,000 people there. We have bases in Italy. We have bases.
We're all over.
What's the problem?
All of NATO is just bases for U.S. deployment,
and
right?
none of those fuckers pay their bills either.
Right.
Trump pointed out.
Yeah.
But
then also like this goes deeper. I mean, when you start getting to the geopolitics, and I've talked about this as well, is like the gas stuff. Like the general who was on Joe Rogan last week, holy shit, he's so good, dude. I was like,
think that boy's seen. He could tell us if there were aliens.
Yeah, he knows. He was the advisor who advised the president. Like Joe even asked him, like, "Are you the guy who like tells the president, like, Mr. President, here's what we know?"
Yeah,
and he was like, "Yes."
That's awesome.
And he's talking about like, we shut down the pipeline in the United States, and then we approve these pipelines directly from Russia to Europe, and then Russia just shuts them off, like. Or if they keep them on, all that money gets flown into Russia and Belarus and Kazakhstan and Kazakhstan. That's how you're supposed to pronounce it.
Kazakhstan. What were we calling it?
Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan.
That's how we pronounce it.
Where Borat's from, that's a real place, right? Yes, it is, because they played, some guy won in the Olympics and they played the...
Really?
You didn't hear about this?
No.
This was in the Athens, Greece Olympics, I think. I don't know. I may be wrong.
Yeah.
Some guy from Kazakhstan or whatever it is won a medal.
Yeah.
And they played the national anthem.
Yeah.
And it was from Borat. And it was all wrong. Find that shit. That's funny.
On purpose they played it?
No, they didn't know. They just probably Googled it,
Really?
Like, oh shit, Kazakhstan's about to win a medal. We better find that.
We didn't get ready for this.
Yeah. Like somebody
You want to see it? You want to find it? All right.
But Kazakhstan, is that where he's from?
Hold on, I'm going to pause this.
Kazakhstan.
Okay, here we are. Let's make sure. Let me pull it up here.
The volume up on it?
Yeah, the volume's up.
Yeah. Yeah, so like this lady won a medal for his country in the world. All other countries are run by little girls. Kazakhstan, #1 exporter of potassium. Other countries have inferior. What do you think she's thinking right now?
Because she knows. She knows, right?
Home of.
Oh my gosh.
she's got to be like, what?
That is crazy. Filtration system to marvel and behold, it removes 80% of human solid waste. Very nice place. Okay, all right, I'm closing out on this.
North fence of Jewtown. She does not look comfortable up there right now.
No. She cannot be comfortable. Very noisy people with bone
in the brain.
Oh my gosh.
Here you are. You've worked your entire life. You won the gold medal.
Oh my gosh. That is crazy.
This is the song they play.
Is there like an official apology that has to come out for something? I mean, the Olympic Committee has to say something.
I don't know. We'll find that for another. I can't believe you've never heard of that.
Nope. All right. That was Channel 69 News. We'll see y'all next week.